Have you ever researched about getting healthy so much that you hit overwhelm or day one into January 2024? And I just hit massive overwhelm. There's a couple new things that I've been researching and diving really deep, and then this overwhelm kicked in. Overwhelm is about not taking action. So on my notes app, I have a list of things that I can do, and most of them 1 minute or under, that help me create health. And so today I sent that out to my email newsletter. I think there was like 15 things I shared with them. And a couple of people asked a question that I thought, oh, that would be good to go live on. And if you're interested in getting my emails, I am doing a class on the 17th of this month. And the only way to get invited to that class is to be on that email newsletter. And it's just where we go a little bit more detailed, a little bit more connected. But if you'd love to be a part of that, I'd love to have you be a part of that. Let's talk about the one of the tools that I sent out, and that was waking up in the morning and drinking either lemon water or salt water. And a few people, I think 4 or 5, reached out and said, how do I know which one is better for me? And I went, oh, we need to talk about that. I want to know, share with me in the comments, do you drink salt water in the morning? Do you drink lemon water in the morning? And please remember, my name is Kristen. I'm the founder of Living the Good Life Naturally. I'm not a doctor, not telling you what to do. You and I are just talking about health, sharing ideas and insights. And I know you will make the best decision for you, taking into it your own experience and what your body needs. And I've got jewelry hitting the desk, so I'm going to hold my. Oh, I have to show you though. Isn't that a pretty brooch? I stuck it on this little floral tie I found. It reminded me of one my great grandma used to wear. And so when I saw that thrifting, I was like, I have to have that. I will hold them so they don't hit the desk the whole life. When you wake up in the morning, one of the first things I like to do that benefits my health is drinking lemon water or salt water. Here's a way that you can determine which one will be best for you. Oh, Beth, I love that. More of a salt water lover than lemon. It's easier to fix up. And easy is good because the easier it is, that means we'll get it done and accomplish it and take action. If you're one who has digestive issues, let's talk about the lemon water. And I love lemon essential oil, but not in this situation. I'm talking about fresh lemon, not lemon juice that you buy at the store, not lemon juice that you buy in a little squeeze bottle. I remember my mom used to always have it look like a lemon. I am talking lemon juice from fresh lemons. When you put that lemon juice in your water, it's adding enzymes. The closer you get to perimenopause, menopause, or like me, postmenopause, did you know estrogen levels dictate the enzymes that your body produces? That's one of the reasons so many women experience bloating and digestion issues, because their ability to produce enzymes has gone down with the onset or increase of as they go through that hormonal process. Lemons have enzymes to boost that. Is it the only thing I do for enzymes? Heck no. I really like the lemon water because of that enzyme boost. And I have found for me personally that my digestion is better when I am consistent with that. The other thing that lemon juice does is it helps to thin your bile production. Everyone produces bile, whether you have a gallbladder or not. We all have bile being produced. The quality of that bile determines hormone balance, parasite activity in your gut, heavy metal toxicity in your body. It it just is a game changer for health. The how your bile, the quality of your bile. And when you take that lemon water, it helps to thin your bile. If you've ever been dehydrated, if you've ever eaten too much sugar, if you have ever felt sluggish and you didn't exercise that day, your bile starts to thicken. That fresh lemon juice, not from essential oils, not from your fridge or a jar, but fresh lemon juice is a great way to help naturally thin that bile and increase enzymes. I need both of those things. So lemon water is a really good fit for me. I want to share with you, and if you've ever done lemon water and you have a little tip of how to do it, please post in the comments below because my tip might not help anybody. I do want to share it with you though, because it really made a difference for me. You can buy those silicone ice tray molds. Um, they're super flexible and they come in all different sizes, shapes. I like about a tablespoon of lemon juice. That's a good fit for me in my water glass. I have a little water carafe that I keep by my bedside that the glass goes over the top. And I like about a tablespoon in that amount of water that's in that glass. You might want less, you might want more. You do you. It's really important while we talk that you remember you have to do what works for you. And so I'll take those silicone molds and I freeze fresh lemon juice in them for the amount that I need of lemon juice. So I had to search around for the shapes to find one shape was equal to how much I needed of lemon juice. So then I squeeze my fresh lemons and I freeze them and then I just pop those out and keep them in a little container in my fridge. At nighttime, I take one, I drop it in my water. In the morning, it's ready to go. It's defrosted. It's not frozen anymore. It's still fresh. I've got my little cup that's over the top so nothing got into the water. And that really works for me and made it so much easier than having to cut a fresh lemon every night or every morning to remember adding that fresh lemon juice. When you go on, I did a quick search on this just to see what the common thought was. A lot of people will talk about the benefits of lemon juice, and then some studies will say there's absolutely no benefit to you to drink fresh lemon juice in your water in the morning. For me, I've done my own study on me, and I determined that no study can tell me what works because it made enough of a difference that I noticed it. I don't live or die by studies. If you do, you don't even want to try lemon juice because there's, I think it was, what was it? Medicineworld.com. Oh, I can't remember the website. Anyway, it was the first one that popped up on Google. If you Google the benefits of drinking lemon water, and they say there's no studies that show the value. So if you're wanting studies to back that up, you won't want to even try lemon juice. I'm willing to think outside of the box and try it for myself to see what works for my body. And lemon juice is a really good fit. And doing it that way with the frozen ice cubes. And here's the thing, takes a little bit to figure out how much you need. I want to still be able to enjoy drinking it. I don't want it so tart that it's hard to get down. And I also want the benefit. And I had to play with that. I gave myself a week to play with lemon water in the morning, how much I needed, how much lemon juice to how much water, what benefits could I tell. And I just played with working that and making it work into my routine in the morning. And that's how I came up with the ice cubes and freezing them. And so it makes it super easy for me. I think the ice cube trays, I bought two of them. And so I can do a month's worth of lemons at one time. So once a month, I just cut lemons and freeze them. And if I don't have the lemon, water ready, I just use straight water. No worries. I don't do it perfectly. I am not sitting here saying I do fresh lemon juice every single day, because there are days that I miss because I haven't done the frozen lemons. Now, let's go to salt water. And salt, speaking of water, I'm still having to hold my jewelry. I should have brought some right here. In fact, I'm not even at my desk. I'm at Chelsea's desk. And Chelsea's desk is always immaculate. I'm going to have to put everything back in place when I leave because I couldn't get into my office. I can't find my keys after vacation. So, okay, I'm not going to go very much longer because I am needing water. My voice is getting scratchy. While I talk about water, there's a little bit of irony there. I would love to know, have you ever added lemon to your water? Comment below and let me know. Now let's switch over to salt water. We talked about lemon helping thin your bile and increase enzymes. Let's talk about the benefits of salt. If you've been following me or watched any of my videos that I've shared online, you will know my passion for creating voltage when it comes to creating health. After I was in that wheelchair, so sick, seizures, my voltage was off, and I did so many things, and it cost my family so much financially. And I didn't know to focus on voltage to give my cell the foundation of what it needed. And that voltage is magnesium, salt, and potassium. When you add salt to your water, if you're adding the right kind of salt. I've switched to a French sea salt that's really a beautiful salt that has a good mineral profile. You are getting trace amounts of those minerals. Now, is it enough potassium for your entire day? No, it's not. It is helping to build voltage though, because salt pushes hydration into the cell. You can have all this water that you're drinking, and if you just feel like it's running through you, your cells are not hydrated. I can't tell you how many times people cannot get their magnesium red blood cell numbers to move after they're soaking, and they'll say, Kristen, it didn't work. And I'll say, talk to me about your hydration. Oh, I drink this much. Well, talk to me about your body, the signs your body gives you, and they will give you all the signs that they're dehydrated. They're drinking the water, but they're not taking the level of water they're drinking into the cell. Adding that little bit of salt helps change that, and it pushes that water into the cell. Now, you have to be really careful on this one. I can add so much salt and just feel great. My husband cannot. He has to be very careful with how much salt he takes in. He's a double amputee, and if he gets too much salt, his stumps swell and they don't fit in his prosthetics. Remember, you do you. I couldn't say to my husband, oh, take as much salt as I do. He wouldn't be able to walk the next day on his prosthetics, and he'd have to scooter around all day. So it is really important, especially with salt. You could be on certain medications, all sorts of different things that really determine and dictate how much salt you can do. Make it work for you. I have seen in myself and in clients that I work with, even a grain of salt just put on your tongue before you drink water makes a difference with how hydrated your body feels. And again, I am laughing because right now I am talking about hydration and I am feeling so dry. So after this, I am headed to go get water to get more hydrated. Mm. But that salt will also give you potassium and other minerals. It will give you magnesium. Is it enough magnesium for your body for the entire day? Heck no. Can it replace soaking in magnesium soak? Absolutely not. It does kickstart your voltage though. And if you've ever soaked in magnesium and then just been exhausted after, that's a potassium issue. That means that your body is not getting enough potassium. Will adding salt water meet all of your potassium needs? It won't, but it will kickstart your day for some people. This one also really depends on your adrenals. If you have thyroid issues, you had an adrenal issue first. Thyroid and adrenals go like this. They just work together like this. And if your adrenals get stressed, you're tired, you stay up too late, you're not hydrated, that all takes a toll on your adrenals. Then your thyroid has to kick in and cover and do everything that your adrenals were doing and what your thyroid needs. And so when there's a thyroid problem, it was an adrenal problem that went unchecked and then became a thyroid problem. And so understanding that and making sure that adrenals have what they need always boosts thyroid. Well, I shouldn't say always, almost every single time boosts thyroid function. So let's come over here to adrenals. What do they need? They run off of salt and potassium. Salt and potassium. Potassium works with magnesium to balance your magnesium uptake. Potassium opens the door to the cell. So those three things, voltage, magnesium, salt, potassium, that's the basis. That's where we start for health. By starting there, you're giving your body the ability to have what it needs to activate vitamin D and open the first gateway of health. Does it cure everything to have your voltage balanced? No, it does not. Does it cure everything to get your magnesium red blood cell test at 6.3? No, it does not. I promise, though, I promise you this. If you will focus on the simple act of creating strong voltage every day, more than half of symptoms go away. In all of my data that I have followed women for the last 20 years and kept notes and comments on what happened when they've done that. And I think it's so easy to get that dopamine hit of all the new things, right? I've been researching vibration plates, and I don't have to have a vibration plate to be healthy, and I don't have to have the perfect vibration plate to be healthy. But I got caught in a rabbit hole today and then got overwhelmed because it's not here yet and I haven't. Anyway, have you ever done that? Just, but you get excited, right? And that research feels like you're doing all these things to be healthy. All the hours I have spent on researching vibration plates has done nothing to help me get healthier. In fact, it's kept me in my head. And when we stay in our head about health, we will always stay disconnected. That's why when people tell me, oh, I love to research and learn about health, I always want to say, take action. Take more action than what you research, because though all of that research is keeping them in their head disconnected from their health. So research is great. I love it. I will always love learning. It has to be balanced with action. And so today the overwhelm hit on the first day of the year. It hit and I went, okay, Kristen, back up, walk away from the research and go over to your notes app and pull up your list of all the things. And one of the things, what I have a list that I shared with my email newsletter, and one of those things was just adding lemon water or salt water, or maybe you're like me and you need to add both. I like both. a little bit of salt, and a little bit of lemon. That's a good fit for me. I'd love to know what a good fit for you is. Okay, so Chrissia has a question. In fact, I've got a, I'm so dry. Oh, in fact, you know what? Here's what I can do. I'm just gonna go out here. It might get dark for a minute. I'm here at the warehouse. I need water really bad. Let's see. I'm gonna take, I don't have a water bottle here, but let's focus on that question. Okay, it's going to get kind of dark in here because I'm in the warehouse. Nobody's here today. We gave teams some time off. Oh, it made me so happy to think of them with their families. Get by the ladders. We're doing a total overhaul and inventory. Oh, if anybody's ever done inventory. Okay, here, I'm just getting some water. It sounds like I'm using the bathroom, but I'm not. I'm just getting water. Okay, now we can come back this way. I have to kind of slide by things. Oh, anyway, that was just crazy talking about hydration being that dry. My mouth just kept getting drier and drier. Okay, now I'm back at Chelsea's desk. Okay. Oh my gosh, that helped. I'll get a bunch more of that when I'm done. Okay, how do you know when you're in a good place for your body's voltage? Okay, Chrissia, let me kind of make sure that I'm being very linear in answering this. And that is different for each one of us, not in a way that I'm trying to blow off by not answering it. I like, and I see the most benefit when clients separate the three out and they recognize that they have hydration needs on one plate, they have magnesium needs on another plate, and they have potassium needs on another plate. And looking at their hydration and asking themselves, am I hydrated? Now, I've been traveling. I was in the car a lot, and my hydration is down. So I'm not hydrated right now. And it's taking more water to keep me hydrated than normal because it's almost like I'm in catch up from my trip. And so looking at, the last 2 weeks, are you hydrated? Are you waking up in the morning and your urine is pale yellow? Are your lips moist and not dry and sticky like mine are right now? Does your skin, is it soft and supple? Those are all, how's your bowel functions? Because dehydration affects that. And so those are questions that you can ask yourself on your hydration levels. And so if you're not, then we've got to focus on, how can we set that up to get better hydration? I've talked before about making it fun and doing a game. It's called Plant Nanny. I might kick it back in for myself in January just to get back up on track. It's just a fun way to track your hydration levels. And you need to figure out the amount that you need for you. So many times I'll see the half of your weight in body ounces. That's dehydration for me. That doesn't work. It can be a starting point, I guess. I don't mean to dog it totally. Don't just drink half your weight in body ounces and say done. Our bodies are a little bit more complex than that, and we need to build that relationship with water and determine where am I really hydrated at. And maybe, now here's the deal, maybe for you, half of your body weight and hydration is spot on excellent. And so that needs to be played with. Soaking in magnesium, achieving cell saturation. Some people get their blood work done, others opt not to. There's no right or wrong. It's what works for you. And did you see? I think one of the number one questions I've been asked over the years that I've carried magnesium for this last 20 years is, Kristen, sell it in a bundle. And we just never pulled that off with inventory, but we did. Did you see we have a bundle that's on sale right now? And it has the magnesium soak, the magnesium cream, the magnesium lotion, the magnesium spray, and a lip balm. And it's all on sale right now. So determining your magnesium levels, I do that through soaking in magnesium and using some topical of spray and lotion. Remember, the spray, the lotion, and the cream do not get you to cell saturation. They can help keep you there. They can help uh, a spot treatment, but those products do not get you to cell saturation. If you're wanting cell saturation, it's the magnesium soak that moves your magnesium red blood cell numbers to cell saturation. And so that's the next part of that. And then the next part is just simply tracking your food for potassium. And again, potassium is one, certain medications, certain, the state of disease in your body can determine how much potassium your body can handle. Kidney function, if you're on that renal failure chart, you've got to really watch your potassium levels. I go for high amounts of potassium in my food. My body can handle that. I don't have any disease that's stopping me from that. Make sure if you do, you don't just start slamming potassium down. I like to get it through food, white beans, um, coconut water, juicing. Celery juice has loads of potassium. Those are typically avocados. Those are typically kind of my go-tos for potassium. And I know I feel best between about 3,700, ideally up into the 4,700 milligrams, and simply tracking it. You can download an app that you put in your food every day, and then it will tell you the nutrient breakdown. You got this much potassium. Potassium levels are hard to test in blood work. Even if they use a cuff around your arm, how tight that cuff is will change how your potassium shows up in your blood. And so I just see the best way of people tracking that is they're just tracking that by numbers. I've never, so far in the 20 years and now tens of thousands of women, I've never seen anyone not experience benefit from increasing their potassium. And a lot of times people will say, oh, I track, all of my carbs and fat. And I'm talking specific potassium numbers so that you know you're getting enough potassium in. Greens are another great way to get potassium in, and making sure that those three things, your magnesium, your potassium, your salt, and your water, making sure that that's all happening. And it depends. Some people do it all at once. Maybe in January you want to dive in and you're just like, I am building this foundation strong. I am taking January and focusing on my voltage, and this is what I'm doing. Some people, that would completely overwhelm them, and they would need to just focus on one part of that. And again, it's that you do you, because if tackling your voltage is too overwhelming, then break it down into smaller pieces. And for a lot of people, especially if you've experienced ever being a perfectionist, tracking things really bring up your broken patterns. And it might not be a good time for you mentally to bring up broken patterns by tracking. It can be a good time if you're willing, not willing, let me pull that word back. It can be a good time to track if you recognize, hey, I'm going to have some broken patterns come up and I'm going to evaluate them and determine what I can do to let them go. I'm not always in the headspace of that place though. And understand tracking does magnify broken patterns. You might just want to say, I'm making sure I get one potassium rich food at every meal. I'm not counting the numbers or going into that level of detail. And so making sure that you really customize that, Chrissia, is, I think, the most important part. I It can sound so easy, do it like this exactly, and it takes a little bit less brain matter, but in the long run, you'll end up coming back to it if you don't take the time to customize it to you. I can't tell you how many people will say, "Oh, Kristen, I didn't want to take the time to do that." And 3 years later, I'm coming back and I'm realizing I should have known exactly how much potassium my body needed. But again, maybe you just don't have the capacity right now. Maybe inventory is really crazy for you or your job or a relationship, and it's just not the time to spend that time of focus. So take that voltage and determine what will be best for you. Oh, Chrissia, I love that. Your RBC. So now, one thing I want to ask Chrissia, and this comes up a lot, and I'm going to grab a little bit more water. Mm. People will say my RBC was this. Always remember I'm talking about magnesium RBC, because a red blood cell count is very different than a magnesium red blood cell count, and the numbers will be very different. So I'm just going to assume that Chrissia is talking about a magnesium red blood cell count of 5.3, and that is spectacular. Anyone who is coming in after their 30-day challenge or starting their 30-day challenge at a 5.3, that's amazing. You are so close to cell saturation. Now we just have to play with it and tweak it a little bit to determine what your body needs to get to cell saturation. Chrissia, thank you for the feedback. Is this your magnesium red blood cell test after the 30-day challenge or before the 30-day challenge? Because that will change what I'm about to say to you. So let me know in the comments. I know there's a little lag of when I talk and then when I see the comment. After the 30-day challenge, if you don't have a 5, we've got a broken foundation. We need to go in and figure out, why are you not uptaking nutrients? And so the fact that Chrissia had a 5.3 means that that foundation is there. She's increasing her magnesium levels. And now Chrissia has to determine, does she want cell saturation? Is that her goal? Or is she just wanting to add some magnesium to her life? And if she's wanting cell saturation, then the next thing that I would do, that I would share with Chrissia for her to make the best decision for her, is to go to soaking 4 to 5 times a week and add the supplement taurine. Taurine is an amino acid that helps hold magnesium in your cells. My goal is not to have people soaking every single day for the rest of their lives. It's to learn how to maximize the time that they do soak with lifestyle habits, supplementation, and food choices. And so backing off that soaking, because that's going to help the budget, right? Backing off that soaking, because she was just barely above 5, I wouldn't back it off any more than 4 times a week. But adding that taurine is going to help her body, probably, most likely, hold the magnesium in her cells more efficiently. That's what I would do. And then after 30 days of doing that, I would test again. And then doing 2 tests is going to give Chrissia so much feedback on her magnesium test. Because let's say she adds the taurine and she backed off to 4 to 5 times a week and then retested after 30 days, and her number shot to 6.7. Well, then we know that taurine really boosted her magnesium levels and she can back off more. If she gets that second red blood cell test and it only moves to 5.6, then we know we need to look at some other things. And oh, in fact, I'm doing a class on it for my email newsletter this month on the 17th. And if you want to be, it's a free class. I will not do it publicly. The classes that go a little bit deeper into health, I don't post on social media. I do it in a private room that we can just talk freely. And I am doing that class on the 17th, and it's about one supplement that helps you uptake your magnesium better. It takes a little bit of know-how how to use it though. And so that's what that class is going to be on. So let's say Chrissia does not increase her magnesium levels, but only to 5.6 after another 30 days. Then that class would be what I would focus on to make sure I'm absorbing the magnesium. Another thing that we can do is add methylated B vitamins. Even if you don't have a methylation issue, it's an easier process to uptake B vitamins from a pill when they are methylated, because B vitamins help you hold on to the magnesium. So there's a couple things that you can do. I would love, oh, you know what though? I would love to know who's on right now and where are you from? Because at the end of my lives, I like to share magnesium. So tell me, who's been on? Where are you from? And what was your powerful takeaway? We just spent, some of us, 37 minutes together that we hung out, that we were not creating health in the moment. We were learning and researching together. And so, what was your powerful takeaway? Mine was, I am more dehydrated than I thought I was after my trip. And I have really got to kick it in to the point that I might even narrow down what my goals are for January and just really focus on hydration. For those of you who are introverts, the fact that I just said, hey, tell me what your powerful takeaway was, could have just elevated your cortisol and helped you lose more magnesium. The only reason I do is I love to share magnesium and will be sharing magnesium at the end of all of my lives that I do in January. And I just want to see who's here, who would like me to send them a gift of magnesium. So that's the reason I ask. But maybe we don't have anybody who wants that right now, because I'm not seeing anybody. Chrissia, for sure. I would love you to reach out to info@livingthegoodlifenaturally.com. I think I can leave a comment. Oh, maybe I can't. Let me see if I can leave a comment during the. Anyway, Chrissia, if you'll reach out to info@livingthegoodlifenaturally.com. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Oh, pull that back. Pull that back. Pull that back. Wrong email. Wrong email. Send it to Kristen@livingthegoodlifenaturally.com. And my name is spelled with a K, Kristen, at livingthegoodlifenaturally.com. Over 20 years ago, when I picked the name for the business, you didn't worry about how long your email was. So sorry about that super long email. But Chrissia, if you would please reach out, first, last name, address, and tell me the date of the live that you and I connected on, and I'd love to send you a 32-ounce jug of magnesium. Let's see, we'll do one other person. Jesse, welcome. I don't think you and I have ever connected. It's so nice to see you. I can see your face, and it looks like you're standing by water. From Point Roberts, Washington. Oh, new to the concept and waiting for your soaks to arrive. That's great. That's great. I hope. Did you take away anything the from our time together today? Was there any little nugget of information, Jesse, that helped you? It always helps me to know what really helped people so that I can focus on that. Oh, you're so welcome, Chrissia. I love the back and forth and the questions that you asked. It makes it much easier for me to answer a question than try to come up with, okay, what would I say? I know there's people there, but I can't see their faces. What do I talk about? So you made it easy for me today, Chrissia, and I appreciate it. So enjoy that free gift of magnesium. Okay, oh, and we also have Jackie from Ohio. So I would love to know, what was your powerful takeaway? Did you take away anything with our time together today? Okay, so Chrissia says action was her takeaway, and taking vitamins and taking that action as you're listening. Yeah. And just remember this. No vitamin substitutes sunshine, walking, and good eating. There's no vitamin that replaces that. And this time of year, with all of the bombardment of marketing for this or that or this or that, nothing more powerful than those things. Okay, Jackie says, I missed the beginning, but waiting until the end to start over. Oh, Jackie, that's great. Okay, and Adrian says, I'm going to order and try the magnesium soak. What type of salt do you recommend? Thanks for your help. You're very welcome, Adrian. I hope you've found this helpful. I like a French sea salt. That's my new current favorite. And well, I won't. Anyway, that's my new favorite is a French sea salt. I got mine off of Amazon. I don't have one specific brand that I can say to you, oh, this one's amazing, but I'm using a French sea salt. Jackie, I love it. The taurine. Let me move over here. Taurine is a good fit. Jackie, if you also, I appreciate you letting me know. Sometimes it feels like I've said taurine like a million times. And so I'm glad that that helped you because I almost didn't bring it up. If you would please reach out to Kristen, Kristen, Jackie, at livingthegoodlifenaturally.com, and I'll set the process in motion for team to get a magnesium soak shipped out to you for free. My gift to you. January is a great time to focus on a reset, whether you do resolutions or goals or plan, however you set it up, it is a good time for a reset though, and just a loving evaluation of where we're at and what's working and what's not working. Just talking to you guys today, I realized I need to put more of my energy points. I have 100 every day, and I need to put more energy points to getting my hydration back up after our fabulous trip that we took to Solving. So I'm so glad that you love that, Jackie. So two people today that I am gifting magnesium to. One was Jackie and the other was Chrissia. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be doing lots of lives this month. And if you'd like to be in on that class that's coming up, a no cost class, the only place that that link goes out is to my email newsletter. You can hop over to livingthegoodlifenaturally.com and scroll clear to the bottom, like clear to the bottom of the website, and just enter your email. And those emails will, cross our fingers, land in your inbox. If it's not, please reach out. Realize that if you do get the email, just reply to it and say, hey, thanks, or hi, Kristen, or having a great day, or soaking in magnesium. And just by you replying to the email tells the algorithm, hey, I want these emails. And I would love to have you join us on the free class. There is no cost, but I do have a boundary, and that is you must come on with video. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to respond. But in a classroom situation like that, you don't show up to a class with a bag over your head. And so I ask people not to show up to my classes without their video on. And I'd love to see you there. We'll be talking one supplement could benefit your magnesium uptake and the learning curve that needs to happen to make that one supplement boost all nutrition levels in your body. And that'll be happening on the 17th. Happy New Year's.